Coin is up 56% over the past year, and despite pulling back pretty significantly over the past couple of months along with the rest of the altcoin market, this project is once again nearing a very strong area of resistance, and if it is able to get above the 10-cent level, we could see a very big move to the upside. So in today's episode of the Everything Crypto Show, I really want to just update you guys on the price action and let you know what I am looking for next when it comes to this altcoin. Now, before we hop into the content, just a friendly reminder that I am not a financial advisor. I am simply here for your crypto news and entertainment purposes. And if you do enjoy the content, please consider hitting that sub and like button and turn that notification bell on so you can be notified when all of our latest videos go live on the channel. We're going to get right into today's altcoin of discussion, and that is going to be none other than Cronos. However, first, I do want to give a couple of minutes, just an update on the overall altcoin market, as despite having a pretty rough June and early July, we've seen a pretty nice bounce back here in the altcoin market over the past month. You can see that memes have taken up a big portion of the gains, AI coins, and then some of the coins that have just been winners for majority of the bull run, like Solana and more projects like this. So, you know, specifically over the past week, there has been a pretty big bounce in the market. We have AVAX up 27%, Render up 16%, WIF up 68%, Floki 43%, Popcat 64%, Bonk 42%. Once again, just really sticking with that theme of meme coins being pretty solid performers overall since the beginning of this bull market. And additionally, I do want to take a look at Total 3 here, which I think is the best indicator of how the altcoin market has been reacting overall. Total 3 is effectively the total crypto market cap minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. So pretty much a pretty, I want to say, accurate representation of what the altcoin market has been doing. So if we take a look and we actually mark it here from this dip that we did see back in July, that would have been the quote-unquote bottom here for this dip anyways. We can see that on average, the altcoin market is up about 30% from that level. Now, if we take a look at Coin and actually measure its performance versus the altcoin market within that time period, so we're going to go back to the June lows there and take a look at its performance since then. It's up about 22%, so underperforming the altcoin market by about 7% there. However, what I am noticing when it comes to this altcoin is we are coming back on a key area of resistance, and that is going to be the 10-cent level. So for a little bit of context, I'm going to actually go ahead and zoom out, and I'm going to put us on a log scale, because I think it paints a much better picture of why the 10-cent range is pretty important in my opinion. And the 10-cent level is actually outlined here with the orange line, because that's what I'm really wanting to focus on within this video. So you're going to see here that if we actually go back to the 2021 bull market, that 10 cents definitely has acted as a strong area for the price action. You can see that Crow actually tapped this 10-cent level on about 4 to 5 different occasions before we saw this project just absolutely rocket near the tail end of the bull market, over 800% from 10 cents up to about 96 cents. And this coincided with, first of all, ironically, the top of the bull run, but second of all, Crypto.com actually getting the rights to rename the Staples Arena, the launch of the Cronos chain. So this was a really good time period for Crow. And, you know, I think it's kind of ironic that Crypto.com getting the naming rights to the stadium effectively did mark the top of the previous bull run. So while Crow did go on a nice run, it was unfortunately pretty short-lived. And now if we take a look at the bear market here, I mean, we'd basically seen Crow decline from 96 cents down to 10 cents. So already like an 89% decline from highs, as did happen with quite a few alts within the bear market. And if we take a look at what happened here at the 10-cent level, you're going to notice that it backtested it as support in July, once again here in September and October. And then November would be when we saw the FTX collapse. We saw a ton of FUD being thrown at exchanges, including Crypto.com. And despite Crow being already down 89%, this coin then fell another 50% from 10 cents down to about 5.5 cents. Now, if you guys were watching our videos on the channel in and around that time period, I did say that I felt 5 cents was going to be a very strong area, a pretty big buying zone for the project. I thought the initial sell-off was unwarranted because I didn't believe Crypto.com to be going insolvent. And it did turn out to actually be a pretty good buy range. That 5.5 cent zone, we saw multiple significant bounces off of that. We saw a 60% rally off of that level. It saw yet another, 20% rally off of that level. But the big rally that we did see when it came to that 5.5 cent range actually came in late 2023, okay? And this is when we basically saw the project go ahead and make its way up from 5.5 cents all the way up to about 12.5 cents here. So the coin rallied, pretty much 140%. We saw it actually pull back and backtest the bull market support band as support, bounced off of it here, went on another 140% rally. So what I was looking for around this time period as it kind of started making its way back to the downside was to see if it would once again backtest the bull market support band as support and then continue on its way to the upside. And unfortunately, this did coincide with the rest of the altcoin market kind of making its way to the downside, and Crow did in fact follow suit. Now, the break below the 10 cent range, in my opinion, was pretty relevant. I mean, you can see even here how 10 cents was acting as a level of resistance. And yeah, the fact that we did cleanly break below it and have not yet gotten back above it does make this the next key area to watch, in my opinion. So if Crow is able to get above the 10 cent range, what I am looking for next is a break above 12 cents. And, if we actually look at 12 cents, okay, 12 cents actually acted as the top here on that first run that we saw back in late 2023. Additionally, it did act as some resistance here in June before Crow actually fell down recently to that 8 cent area. And, this is also where the top of the bull market support band sits at the moment. If we take a look at what has happened to Crow Coin the last 2 times it broke above the bull market support band, that would be the 140% move over here. And then once again, backtesting it here and making another 140% rally. So 10 cents is the next key area to watch for the price action, in my opinion. Above that, if we can actually break 12 cents, get back above the bull market support band, I do think that 20 cents is the next key area to watch, which, if you want to measure it from that 10 cent level, that would be a double. If you want to play the breakout above the bull market support band, that's about a 68% rally from that zone. And I think a lot of it really is determined, by where the rest of the altcoin market actually wants to move. So we're going to take a look at that as well. And you can see here the altcoin market is in the process of actually trying to break above its bull market support band. Now, if it is able to do that, okay, the first high that we actually put in the altcoin market, which was in March of this year, at about 776 bill, that would represent a 17% rally. However, if the altcoin market does want to extend that rally and maybe go back to the last area of resistance in 2022 before we saw that massive flush out, that would mark a 25% rally from that zone. So definitely keeping an eye on the overall altcoin market, as they do tend to, Crowcoin is not different from the rest of the altcoin market, right? Some of these altcoins do go on runs at different times. Certainly some of them have performed better than others, but generally speaking, they do tend to move in the same direction, at the same time for the most part, with varying gains. And, Crow has been a laggard for a majority of the bull market, still down about 90% from its previous all-time highs. So, if you believe that Crow can actually make its way back up to these prior highs, it's definitely something to keep an eye on, right? In fact, if we actually measure it, yeah, it's still down about 90%, and we do have the upcoming Chronos Hyperchain launching soon, Crypto.com continuing to grow, and Crow potentially making its way back above some key technical areas. So on that note, I want to know what you think about this altcoin in the comments down below. I hope you all enjoyed the content in today's video. I hope you are all staying happy, safe, and healthy, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out for now.